there. I just finished filming a workshop for my membership, and I wanted to take a moment and do a little update video for you. So that's what this is. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Janie, and this is where I share my passion for English paper piecing. If you're a regular, then welcome back. And I have to say, I am so glad to be able to be back here sharing and talking with you. I wanted to do an update video because the last several months have been a whirlwind for me, and the last month has been literally a nightmare. And so I wanted to share a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes at MakerJayne and where I've been and why I've been so absent and silent on YouTube. And even with my email subscribers, I have not been very communicative. And so I wanted to make this quick video just to share a little bit about what's been going on in my life, to give you a little bit of better understanding of why you haven't seen me, and also what you can expect on the YouTube channel going forward. So if you've seen any of my past update videos, then you'll already know that I am going through a healing journey. I've had some health challenges in my past, and I've been on a journey to, get better and get well. And so that has been part of my challenges and the whirlwind that I've been on the last several months. But the last time I talked to you, I think, I was sharing a snippet unboxing, and I was also very excited and interested to do a EPP improv project. And I pretty much initiated that whole thing. I posted a poll, and I had you vote on what shape you want to see me use in the EPP improv project. I also posted another poll asking what type of project you would like to see me make. And then, with great intentions, that project was put on hold. Now, last month, for the first time ever, I did a guild program. And that was the first time I've ever presented to a guild. That was the first time I've ever actually been to a quilt guild. And so it was super nerve-wracking, but also very exciting, because for me, that was a big moment in my life and in my career. And I was trying to film some vlogs and do some documenting of that whole process and what it was like to go through that experience. But I just realized that it ended up being a lot more work, and I was running out of time to edit all of that footage together. So maybe sometime in the future, I'll put those videos together and share with you some of the stuff that I was going through during January and February. But as it is right now, it's almost the middle of March, and I just feel a little bit awkward about editing a vlog from January and posting it in March. Let me know in the comments, would you like to see a January vlog? Does it matter what time that gets posted or what month that gets posted? I would love to know, because I really like sharing what goes on behind the scenes here on a more regular basis. In the past, up to this point, I've just been doing, these quarterly update videos, and it's basically just me talking. But in the vlogs, I kind of go into, bring you along in the actual day-to-day, what's going on behind the scenes here. And so it's a little bit more fun. There's more camera angles. There's more drama. So let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below. Back to that improv project, I mentioned that I had put it on hold, and the reason that it pretty much got put on hold is because of that guild event that I was getting ready for. That took all of my creative and mental energy to really prepare for that event. And of course, in the background, I was also working on the membership as well. So those two big projects really took my focus for the second half of January and the month of February. The other thing that happened about midway through February, so I presented in the middle of February. The event went wonderfully, and I got a lot of good reviews and a lot of good feedback on the presentation and how I did the presentation, which was super encouraging because, like I said, I had not presented at a guild before, and it was the first time that I presented the color content, and so I was a little nervous, but I love the subject matter and I'm super passionate about color, so it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed meeting all of the ladies up there at the guild that I went to, and I just had so much fun. But when I got back from the guild, uh, basically the nightmare began. I don't know really how else to say it. I wanted to get going on the improv project and start documenting that for you, which I'm planning on doing. I just have to get to the point where I can actually work on it and film it. And I also would like to finish the pattern that I started last fall during the pattern writing course that I have talked to you about also in the recent past in other update videos. But those projects were put on hold because what happened shortly after I got back from the guild presentation that I did is we had some things happening here on our little farm that we run, and it was super stressful, and it really took all of my creative energy away from me. So, long story short, I don't want to go into too much detail because there's a lot to it, but we have goats. And my husband is trying to, start a business and basically sell goat shares. And so people can invest in our goat herd, and as a reward or as a benefit for that investment, they get certain perks. Like they get to visit the animals, they can come and get to know the animals. They can get milk from our animals. And they also, if they want to actually, learn how to raise their own goats, they get first dibs on, any educational programs that we may be running here on the farm. So we have the goat farm, and right now it's kidding season. And so what that means is all of our mother goats are having babies. They're having their baby goats. And we had about 5 or 6, I'm trying to remember. I think it's 6 does, 6 adult female goats that were having their babies. And usually a goat can have 2 or 3 babies at once. So we usually are delivering doubles or triplets, twins or triplets. Well, it was a series of births, probably within a few days of each other. And a couple, one would be like we had a couple that were in a few days of each other, and then a week later we'd have another 1 or 2 within a few days of each other. And so there was a succession of births happening during the last half of the month of February and into the first half of the month of March, which is where we're at right now. Well, long story short, we had most of our goats, most of our does give birth to stillborn babies. And this is a first for us. We have been raising goats for the past 4 years here on the farm, and we've never had a stillborn. Now, it's quite common for some baby goats to die within the first 48 hours. It's not unheard of. I won't say it's common, but it's not unheard of because there are so many variables when it comes to, kidding goats. And we do, we have certain things in place that help prevent that from happening. But we have never experienced stillborns here on the farm. Not only did we experience a stillborn, but we experienced multiple of our does giving birth to dead goats. And one in particular, Ivory is her name, she not only gave birth to stillborn baby goats, she gave birth to 3 stillborn baby goats. And not only that, but yours truly had to actually assist the birth because the first goat that was trying to come out was actually blocking the other two goats. And the position of the goat was such a position that that goat couldn't come out, and it was preventing the others from coming out. So I had to actually go in and reposition the goats. And it was, for me, it was extremely traumatic because the mother goat was going through such trauma. So, it was a super intimate experience. I have to put my hand into the goat to reposition things. She's in pain, she's crying, and I don't want to hurt her. And it was a 4-hour labor of that. And I'll just leave it at that because it's just too much detail that I really don't want to relive. And I don't want to share that with you because there's no need for you to experience the trauma that I had to experience. So that was really the beginning of my emotional nightmare that has been going on for the past 4 weeks. I'll just put it plainly. So the beginning of that 4 weeks was this goat experience. And that was the third goat that we had on our farm. Actually, the third goat from our farm that had given birth to stillborns. And so there was a lot of, questions, and we weren't sure what was causing this. We still aren't sure really what's causing this. And so it was a very stressful time. And then to actually have to help give birth to 3 cute baby little goats that were not living and were not breathing just kind of took me over the edge and began what I like to call the nightmare of this past 4 weeks. The way the nightmare ended was about 3 weeks later. My husband and I are out running errands and getting a few things before we were on our way home. And he had been sick or he had, he thought he was sick. He didn't know what it was. He had been having difficulty breathing for the past, I don't know, few days, several days, I think 4 days. And I didn't really realize how bad it was because my husband has a very high pain tolerance. And so he tends to go through a lot before he'll actually say, okay, something's wrong. And so what ended up happening was that day we were out, it was a Friday, and the night before he had gone to a meeting, and there was a doctor that was leading this group meeting that he went to. And the doctor, really noticed that he wasn't normal and things were not what they should be. And so he recommended that we go and get him looked at the next day. So we went into, critical care or whatever it's called. We got some testing done, and the results were sent over to our friend, the doctor, and the doctor called him right as he was, the end of the day. It was about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And he said, yeah, you need to go check yourself into the ER, and you've got some serious problems with your heart, and you need to go to the ER. And when I first heard that, my husband's sitting next to me. I'm driving because my husband was so weak from having difficulty breathing that I had to drive. He couldn't drive. And he told me that, and I was getting ready to go to the grocery store, and it was just like, I was just in shock. I didn't even know how to respond. I just sat in the car, and I'm like, okay, what is happening? What does this mean? What? You need to go to the ER? Like, what? And if you probably know if you're watching this update video, you've probably watched the past update videos. I am very much into health. I'm very much into eating super healthy foods, doing things naturally, all of that. And so it was a shock because my husband he's very fit. He likes to exercise. He likes to eat well. And so it was a shock. Long story short, we took him into the ER. He was there for almost a week. Doctors couldn't tell him anything. They weren't telling him anything. It was super frustrating. And for me, being home by myself, I was super distressed. I was going through a lot of emotional turmoil because we just had so many questions and we didn't have any answers. We didn't even know what was wrong with him. I had no idea how serious it was. There were moments during that 5-day period where I wasn't even sure my husband was going to come home. And I just remember praying, Lord, I'm not ready to live alone. I'm not ready to live this life that we have built together by myself. I'm not ready for that. And so it was extremely emotionally distressing for me. I couldn't work. I had no creative energy. I had barely enough energy to do what I had to do, which was keep the farm running, right? I'm on this farm. We have 12 goats, some with babies, some getting ready to have babies. That's a whole other aspect. We actually had a goat the following day give birth to babies. One of them, another stillborn, but the other one has survived and she's doing well. So that, just more trauma. My husband's in the hospital. I don't even know what I'm doing because he's usually the one that does the goats. And I'm out there, trying to wrangle goats, get them to move where I need them to go. I got to go milk them by myself, milk 5 does by myself, 4 does at the time. And I go out to the shed, and one of them had just given birth, and one of the babies is laying there dead. And so it was just like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And for me at the time, it was too much. It was too much for me to handle. I am really actively seeking how to balance my personal life with my business. And I felt like I had really figured out a rhythm. And then all of this happened, and all of that balance basically went out the window. I was doing the bare minimum to keep my business going, right? To keep running my membership. I haven't sent any emails out, like I mentioned earlier. I haven't made any videos for YouTube. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it mentally. I did not have the mental capacity. I had to milk goats twice a day. It took almost 2 hours to do each milking session, running back and forth with goats. And keep in mind, I am still recovering in my own health journey. So, yeah, just the physical fatigue, the emotional fatigue, crying my eyes out at night because I didn't know whether my husband was even going to come home. It was super stressful. Thankfully, my husband is now home. He finally was released from the ER. They still don't have any answers for him. We still don't know what caused this, but we are taking proactive motion forward with what we know that we can do. We're getting him on an even stricter diet right now, a mucus-less diet, if you're curious. It's primarily fruits and vegetables. It's actually just fruits and vegetables, but primarily fruit, because fruit is very astringent. Fruit is very cleansing. We have ordered some herbs for him to help his organs to get the mucus and the lymphatic system moving. So we're taking steps that we know need to be taken while we wait for, the medical system to give us answers, which we're really not that hopeful because in our experience, they don't really know a lot. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get on my soapbox. Anyway, so he's doing much better. I have now been relieved from having to oversee the goat operation. My husband is getting back to normal. He is moving a lot slower, but he is out milking the goats, and I am helping and assisting in little ways that I can. But I'm trying to get my focus back. I'm trying to get back into my creative realm where I can film videos and create workshops and continue to work with my members in my membership and just share my passion for English paper piecing and color. So it feels good to be able to sit here and to share this with you because I've been wanting to make a video about what's been going on. But like I said, it's been super stressful. I haven't had a lot of mental energy to really just sit down and talk about it, because when I did talk about it or even just think about it, it was like reliving it as I'm already living it in the moment, and it was just too much. So today is my second day back, full time, really putting in the hours, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to set up the camera and just do a little chat with you and share what's been going on. So with all that said, here's what you can expect from the MakerJayne channel here on YouTube and what you can expect from the MakerJayne brand going forward. I am, like I said, just finishing up a workshop for my membership. So that is going to be coming out next week for the Blossom membership. If you'd like to learn more about the Blossom membership, it's an English paper piecing membership that I started a few months ago. You can learn more at the link down below. I'll put it in the description. Doors are closed right now, so you can get on the wait list if you're interested. And I will be opening the doors in the next month or two. I'm still trying to work out the timing of that because of everything that's been happening. I haven't really, everything I had planned basically got put on hold. So, you know, that's just what happens when life happens and something this serious happens, multiple things this serious happens, you know, and things just kind of interrupt. I just got to go with it, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So, I had originally planned for April, but it may not be April. I'm thinking it might be closer to May. We'll see. But just get on the wait list if you'd like to learn more. And you can do that at the link down below. Anyway, so I'm working on that. I am going to be working on the EPP Improv project that I mentioned in my previous video and mentioned earlier in this video. So I'm going to continue working on that. I've got to basically just start documenting the process. And once I have the entire project documented, then I'm going to edit it together and share it with you here on the channel. So you can see the project from start to finish, what happens when I get a snippet package from Cotton Cuts, how I process the fabric, and kind of my creative process, what I go through, and the thinking process that I go through as I'm working on an improv EPP project. And so I think that would be fun to bring you along with me in that whole process. So I'll be documenting that whole process and sharing that with you here on the channel. So if you're new to the channel and you're not a subscriber yet, then consider subscribing, because you can get notified when I post that video if you click the bell when you subscribe. The other thing I want to continue moving forward on and working on is the pattern for this quilt, this wall hanging quilt behind me. And if you're new to the channel and you're not sure what I'm talking about when I mention the pattern, it's the pattern. It's my first official, well, it's not the first, but it's the first pattern that I will be writing after I've taken the quilt pattern writing course that I mentioned in a previous update video. I was blessed enough to receive a scholarship for Elizabeth Chappell's quilt pattern writing course that was happening last fall. So the course is long over. I did successfully complete the course. I have created the pattern, but I am still trying to finish the sample so that I can take a picture of it and get that up on the cover of the pattern and all of that, and then put the pattern in my shop. So there's a few steps left that I want to do before that pattern is released. So yeah, I'm still working on that. That got put on hold as well. And then one final thing I wanted to share with you that I have been working on, not very much. That's another thing that got put on hold, is the EPP temperature quilt. And if you've been hanging out here on the MakerJayne channel over the past year or so, you've probably seen my temperature quilt videos that I've made, kind of bringing you along a little bit on the process, because it is a much bigger quilt and a longer process. So you can see my pile of temperature quilt sitting in the background here behind me. I haven't made a whole lot of progress on it for obvious reasons, but I did baste a bunch of new pieces. So I just wanted to show you some of those. We've had some really cold temperatures. February and March tend to be when the temperatures here drop the most, and not only drop the most, but when there's the most amount of swing from high to low. And so I just think it's kind of fun to see, you know, the colors that are represented in these months. So we've got some really fun purple and green. Here we're getting into some colder temperatures. This is actually from January, so this is some of the coldest temperatures. And here's a really pretty one, purple and turquoise. This is also from January. So yeah, I'm behind by like 2 months of putting these together. And here is my box of work in progress, basted pieces. They're clipped together. So this is one day's, this is what, January 26th. We've got some blue and some green fabric. And basically I just need to stitch them together so that they look like this. And then once I've got my hexies, then I stitch them into rows. So that is another project that I'm going to continue to whittle away at. I don't really have a deadline for that. That's just kind of a personal project that I've been working on and sharing with you as I go here on the channel. So that's it for the update video. It was a bit of a long one this time around, and I really thought it was important to share with you what's been going on. Part of why it's taken me so long to share is, well, it's not really taken a long time. It's only been a week since my husband got home, but it's taken me some time to kind of process what has happened. I will tell you, it's been quite a learning process in so many ways, but it's also been a very maturing process spiritually and emotionally. And I'm sure as time continues to pass, there will be more things that I will learn from this whole experience that I've just explained to you. Part of the reason why it's taken me such a long time, in my mind, it's taken me some time to really come out and really share this with you, is because I wasn't really sure how much to share or what to share. And so one thing I will share, and this is part of what I debated sharing because I just didn't want it to come off in the wrong way, and I don't want you to take it the wrong way. How do I say this? We could use your support, okay? And there are multiple ways that you can support me and my household and my family as we're going through this experience and as we're coming out of this experience, because there is a lot going on. There's a lot going on emotionally still in me right now, especially with my business and my YouTube channel, and just, having to take a break for so long and having to pause for so long. It's really stifled the momentum that I was building, not only with my membership, but also with my YouTube channel. And I haven't posted a video in, gosh, 2 months probably now. I don't even know. And I want to apologize for that because, I love watching YouTube videos. I love watching other makers. And when makers that I really like don't post for a while, it's kind of disappointing. And so I want to apologize if you have been disappointed at all by my lack of posting or my lack of communicating. Please know that I just appreciate you being here and being a subscriber. So if you're not a subscriber yet and you want to show your support, you can show your support by subscribing to my channel. That is super encouraging for me, especially with what's been going on. It has been extremely trying to even want to keep going some days when you're not quite sure what is happening in your life and what the next day will bring. It's been very challenging for me. And so if you'd like to show your support by subscribing to my channel, thank you. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for hanging in there with me and your patience as a subscriber. You've probably been wondering where I've been at, and I hope that this video kind of opens that window up for you to know what's been going on and just what I've been going through. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. You can also support me and my channel and my business by liking my videos. And I know, everybody says it in all their videos on YouTube, be sure to like the video, share it with your friends and all that. And it sounds a little cliche and it sounds like, okay, yeah, whatever. But it really does make a difference. When you like my video or when you comment on my videos, it actually tells YouTube that the video is likable. And so what they'll do is they will actually show it to more people. And that helps my channel grow, but it also helps me to be more encouraged as well. Because when I see more and more people watching my videos and liking my videos, it kind of ignites that flame in me, or it blows on that creative flame in me to just continue to want to go forward and to continue to make content for you. So it's a super encouraging thing for me. It helps me want to keep going, basically. So those are a few ways that you can support me and my channel. And if you are thinking, you know what, I want to show my support in an even more meaningful way, I hesitated in even sharing this, but with the change in what's happening in our home, and now we have a second person that is needing natural health care, our expenses have basically multiplied drastically. So my personal health expenses was about $150 a month for the herbs that I have been taking. Well, now that my husband has come home from the hospital, we are getting him on a customized natural protocol. We're working with a naturopathic doctor, and our health expenses, our medical expenses, basically are going up to almost $1,000 a month. I'm just throwing that out there because I just want to share that with you so that you understand kind of the reality of what we're dealing with when we try to pursue a natural health path, a natural remedy. We don't have insurance that covers this. We have insurance, but it doesn't cover what is actually helping us, unfortunately. And so that's just how it goes. So if you feel that you want to help in ways that is more than just subscribing to the channel or liking a video, you can help by giving a super thanks. So below this video, there is a little heart with a little $sign, I think, in it on YouTube. And that is a super thanks. I'm just throwing this out there for those of you who have been here on the channel and you want to do something more. That is something that you can do. Thank you so much for hanging in there and watching this video. I am really thankful for you and for your presence here with me on YouTube, and being a part of my channel and what I'm doing. I couldn't do this without you. And I'm just so thankful for those of you who have commented on my videos, for those of you who have liked my videos, and for those of you who have subscribed to my videos. It really means the world to me. It means everything to me. And I shared it in some of the vlog footage, but I'll say it again here because you haven't seen that yet, because I haven't even posted it yet. But without you, I wouldn't even be doing this. You help drive my creativity. You help drive my passion, and you encourage me to keep going. And so I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for basically showing me that what I'm sharing is of value to you. And even if it's not, value to you monetarily, if you just like my video, it helps me to know that I'm either entertaining you or I'm helping you in some way. So I thank you so much for being here, and I will stop saying thank you because I don't know what else to say. You just mean so much to me. I hope you're enjoying English paper piecing. If you ever have any questions about EPP, or if there's anything that you'd like to see me do here on the MakerJayne channel, be sure to let me know in the comments on any of my videos, but you can let me know in the comment below this video if you think of anything off the top of your head. But if you're ever watching any of my videos and you have an idea and you would love to see me do it here on the channel, just leave a comment below my video, and I am open to your ideas, and I would really love to know more about what you're looking for and how I can serve you better. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy stitching.